Well, I didn't expect this episode to become so dramatic. We are in the final two games of the championship season with Ipswich, and we have still got a fantastic chance of making the playoffs. 1 point separate three sides looking to hunt down sixth, but who's going to come out on top? We face two sides further down the division than us, and generally, that spells good news. Let's go and see if we will under the pressure. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 65 of this FM23 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We are back today for the final two games of the championship season, and boy oh boy has this got tighter than we thought it was going to be. 1 point separate Middlesbrough in 6th, Derby in 7th and us in 8th, and we have got a chance, a realistic chance, of making the playoffs this season. Our final two games come against Bristol City in 15th with nothing to play for, and Sheffield Wednesday, who are scrapping for their lives. What we have seen this season though in all versions of the game is that whenever a team has had pressure on them, whenever they've had something to play for, they all try their best to bottle it at the end of the season. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we do the same or whether we can sneak into that final playoff spot, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course, based on what you can see from the table, it looks likely that whoever gets in 6th will really struggle. But that's not always how the championship works, so we'll wait and see if the playoffs can save someone. But whether or not we get there is another question. What we've got to reflect on, though, is the usual old form. And if we go to the schedule and look at it, it's been very much what you'd expect. We've not played many of the top sides, and when we have, bar once, we've failed to win. When we've played against the sides in the bottom half, however, we've been incredibly consistent. So you were with me as we lost to Derby away from home, then won away at Coventry in a really big win. We backed that up with a 2-1 win at home to Sheffield United. Edmonton, after Hurst penalty, made it 2-0. Will Alves scored a cracker to get them a consolation. A brilliant win against QPR, George Hurst with a first half hat-trick. A good 0-0 hard-fought draw away at Peterborough. A 2-0 win at home to Reading, Hurst and Simpson with those goals. A 3-0 win at Hull. Against Rotherham, it was a 2-0 home win. Paddy Lane's late red card didn't have an impact. Then we went away to two of the top sides. Norwich, we lost 3-0 in the derby. Complete contrast in what we had to the opposite game where we won 3-0. And then away at Forest, we lost 2-1. We scored an equaliser and then conceded from the kickoff. Summed up the day. Andrew Moran, a player we had in our Brighton save, the final one of FM22. But George Hurst getting our goal again. Then we did beat one of the big boys though. And a very surprising manner too. We dominated for the first 30 minutes against Burnley, but it was 1-1 after Ewan Simpson's early goal was cancelled out. Then Zach Swanson got a stupid red card for 2 yellows, but Jimmy Campbell on the counter late on scored a very good individual goal, and it got us the win. 3 points on the board, and that keeps us in the mix today. Bristol City away, Sheffield Wednesday at home the matches. Swanson suspended, Simpson doubtful, and Frankie Kent out injured as well. It is fair to say we're getting injuries at the worst possible time. But let's go and see if we can create a miracle via the youth intake, because there's more good news. We go to the development centre and look at those that have come in. This year we signed 6 youth candidates. One of them is elite. An attacking midfielder in Delhi Springham, 1-star ability, 4.5 potential, and he looks pretty good as well. His personality's all right. He's determined, he's versatile, and he's got decent attributes in all the key areas, so should improve into a very good player. So really looking forward to see what level he reaches. Got the stamina to help him as well at 15. Maurice Parrott is a young keeper with 4-star potential. Might be alright again, decent enough in key areas. And then a third one worth looking at is Nicky Heritage. Right back, can play on the left as well. No stamina at all, bizarrely. But everything else is alright, so we'll keep an eye on him. I haven't got too much hope. It is an interesting situation though. We've got frustration in the transfer window. The squad's not improving as much as we'd like, but there are some really good signs here. My big question really, with a quiet summer, is can we improve on what we're doing this season? I don't know that the answer to that is yes, so we may well have to go job hunting. But if we go and get through to the fixtures, we've got a job to finish off here. Will it be dramatic failure? Will it be a glorious attempt? Or will it be another episode in 6th place? Let's go and find out. Through the tactical meeting away to Bristol City, they're saying drop to cautious. We'll wait and see. But for now, through the team selection we go. Zach Swanson will drop out. Simpson will drop out. He's not fit either. We'll be back in a minute to run through the 11. Well, in addition to the ones we've mentioned, Mark Sykes has been struggling for fitness as well. So we are down a few players here. But we have got a good team. It's still a fairly strong squad. But we have seen what's happened when 2 or 3 players are missing. The starting lineup for this one, though, is Grimshaw in goal. Human Davis, the fullbacks, with Edmondson and Wolfenden as centre-half. We've got Harper and Adeniran the midfield too. Ferdinand and Campbell the wingers. And then Miller behind Hurst up front. 30 goals for the season for him. All of those coming in the Championship. If we have a look at the league table, he is joint top with Morgan Rogers. They're going to have 2 extra games in the playoffs at least. Can we do the same for George Hurst? Let's go and get through the team selection and into the first game. This is huge. Away from home, are we going to bottle it under pressure? Or can we live up to expectation? We were expected to avoid relegation, don't forget. This would be a huge achievement, probably one of our biggest in recent years as a head coach. Let's go and see if we can pull it off. But just the one change for Bristol City here. They've got Ryan Yates, Isaac Hayden, a lot of experience in that midfield. Of course, there's quality on the bench as well. Pat Harris, Davis, Ramsey, Boyce Clark, good goalkeeper. Popped up in our live stream save the other day. This is a good team that Bristol City have got. A solid Championship team. What can we do though? Lots of lads motivated. But we know what happens in every save. When you're under pressure, when you're expected to achieve something right at the end, it always seems to go wrong. Our touchline tablet's gone rogue already, but we're on the front foot early doors here with Harper. Wide to Hume, the sub right back. In for the suspended Swanson. If he does well, he may well keep his place as Ferdinand nicks it into Hurst. What a start to the game. Ferdinand nicks the ball by the byline. Back fit, delivers a great cross. And George Hurst, he's just not missing this season. Anything in the air he mops up. He's so good compared to other people with his aerial reach, even at Championship level. He's been a brilliant striker for us. I didn't expect a huge amount from him. I thought solid pro if we can play to his strengths. Certainly not 30 goals a season. And he's turning provider here to Jimmy Campbell. In from the left is a good strike. Tried to go across the keeper, but it's straight into the arms of Johansson. Really good start though. 3 points on the board as it stands. And at the moment, whisper it quietly, we are in the playoff places. Derby play later against Forest. Hopefully Forest can get their win there. And there be our likely opponents in the playoffs, as it's a free kick on the right. Leif Davis will step up and take it, almost like a corner this. Loads of players in the box if we can find them. Up at the back post is Edmondson. 2-0. The party's moves are out. It's a brilliant goal. Bristol City have nothing to play for. They're already on the beach. And we are living up to the occasion. This is superb. It's 2-0 at half-time. Bristol City not even had a shot. Possession is dominant for them, but I'll let them have it all day. We're winning 2-0. That's all that matters. Let's go and talk to the lads, because that's been a really good display. I'm happy. We've had loads of shots on target. We've not been dominant, but we've been potent. And whenever we've nicked the ball high up, we've looked like scoring. But Ferdinand and Hurst, the 2 original ones that we had here, when we joined the club, they're coming up against real quality and they're starting to show their true worth. Other players around them doing all right, but the stars remain the same. George Hurst is having a season we didn't know he could have. And Bristol City at the moment, not showing any fight. If they don't have a shot soon, we probably won't even need to drop to cautious. We've had another one. Middlesbrough are winning. They're back into the playoffs. Of course, if they win both of their games, there is nothing we can do. Derby are down in 8th place. They've got to play that game in hand, but they could be ruled out at the moment. Let's go and have a look at the tactics, because Adeniran's struggling. He's picked up a little knock. I'll bring on Jack Johnston for him. He'll go into midfield. Doesn't really matter which way round. I'll go like that for now. Dougie Miller in the number 10 is struggling. Not really got an option there either. I'll bring on Hitchin and put Ferdinand in the middle. Not something I get to do too often. He'll be a winger on support. Campbell will come off for Howard, who will do exactly the same. We'll go a bit more traditional, keep the width now. So with a quarter of the game to go, why change a defence that hasn't even conceded a shot? Borough go 2 up. We've still got a better goal difference overall, but it looks like they're going to be the side to make it. 10 minutes remaining. Ferdinand's tired. There's no point taking a risk. On comes Alex Mowat for him. Could have even put Akinola there, to be fair. Which way round are they better? Maybe we should just stick with a bit of experience for this one. Akinola will come on. We're also going to take off Hume for young Bahia. He deserves a little run out too. With 10 minutes to go, I'm confident. Bristol City have managed no shots on target, and this has been one of our best performances of the season. I don't think we've restricted a side to no shot on target all year. It is a wonderful effort. It is a wonderful win. And going into the final weekend of the season, we still have a chance at the playoffs. We're at home to a side scrapping for their lives. We'll be back in a moment for it to face Sheffield Wednesday. We'll also see how Derby got on at Forest. Well, it all comes down to this on the final day of the championship season. No pressure, but the Boredom fans expect to win. The fitness tests, well, they're better than they were last week. We got Simpson back. There is one bad omen, though, that might end up costing us, because Middlesbrough, the side who currently have the ascendancy in 6th, they go away to Swansea in 18th, who have nothing to play for. And we've seen before from last week, as recently as that, the sides in mid-table with nothing to play for, well, they're normally on the beach by now. We're at home to Sheffield Wednesday, who are currently in 22nd. They need to win and hope on other results to get out of trouble. A draw might be enough if Reading get battered. But for us, we need to make sure we either draw and Middlesbrough lose, which is unlikely, or we win and hope they're held to a draw, which is possible but still pretty unlikely. In other news though, Derby were battered away at Nottingham Forest in their East Midlands derby. 4-0 in that one. And have a look, by the way, Forest could get 100 points and not get automatically promoted. It's very harsh at the top there. But still, Derby, now, barring a big goal difference swing, will not catch us. And that means 7th place at a minimum is a stunning effort. Leeds are champions, Iheanacho, Awoniyi of Forest and George Hurst all on 31 goals. It's our job to get him a couple of extra games to become top scorer. Let's get through the fixtures. It is Ipswich v Sheffield Wednesday. 2 League One clubs in real life at the moment. One could be going back to League One here. One could be edging closer to the Premier League. This would be some achievement if we can pull it off. Nearly 30,000 fans in. Zach Swanson is back. He is going to start at right back for Hume. Hume will go on to the bench in place of young Bahia. We're also going to bring back Simpson onto the bench. He will replace Mowat as the extra midfielder. And he'll start ahead of Simpson, who will drop to the bench. So I would argue after that, we have got our first 11 out. We're missing our first choice sub at centre-half. We're also missing a couple of players that might be involved. So a Sykes, for example, who's just coming back. But this team is strong. From the last game, it is Swanson in, it is Simpson in, and out go Hume and Miller, who are today on the bench. Through to the game we go is Ipswich Sheffield Wednesday. It all comes down to this. But can Middlesbrough do us a favour? And can we head into the playoffs? Let's go and find out. Well, here we go then. 2 changes for Sheffield Wednesday. Reece Burke drops out of the 11, a Luton start in real life. They've got some good players in the team, but I wouldn't say it's a standout squad. A lot of younger players and a few defenders that maybe, you would say, hit and miss at this level. Paul Hartley in charge. We've got a chance at home, and they're going to have massive pressure on them. Can we put them to the sword, get that early goal? There's pressure, there's expectation on both teams, and in front of a full house, we've got to use it to deliver. We're starting balanced, we'll give it 10. If we stay level or go behind, and of course Middlesbrough go ahead, we will then go a bit more aggressive, a bit more positive. Because at the moment, 15 gone, and the only shot on goal has been from Sheffield Wednesday. We're going to encourage the lads here, and I might have to go positive if this doesn't lead to something. As Harper plays it to Wolfenden, into Harper again. Good football as he switches the ball for Campbell. Trying to cut in, but he's played him wide there. Gets to the byline regardless. Chance to cut back on his right foot into Adeniran. Flicked up to Simpson. He's well rested. He's back into the team. And Ewan Simpson against a goalie in no man's land just nods it comfortably into the net. 1-0 Ipswich with the first shot on target. And Middlesbrough at the moment are still level. So as it stands, we are in 6th place. And on 80 points, that's deserved over a season. 35 minutes gone. It's been a really poor game. I'm going to go positive actually. Just try and get on top till half time. Then we'll drop back to balance for that early bit of the second half. But big news. Middlesbrough have gone a goal behind at Swansea. They are bottling it on the big occasion. I'm getting excited that this might happen now. 10 minutes into the second half and we've got the ball with Edmondson. We have gone back to balance just to see out that early rush at the start of the half. As Wolfenden into Harper. Wide to Ferdinand and Hurst. How long a break do we get if we get in the playoffs? That's a question too. Not known for having good fitness this side. As Simpson holds it up. Good football from him. Harper might give it away there. It's a very heavy touch. Works to win it back though. Fair play to him. Hard work and now he's running down the right. Options in the middle. Cuts in himself. Brilliant run. Out by the keeper. Hurst is there second time. And George Hurst with his 32nd of the year. He's trying his best to be top goal scorer. I think Awoniyi's got one already today. But but he's doing his best. It's 2-0 to Ipswich. That should be job done because we've defended pretty well for most of the last couple of months, particularly against sides outside the top 6. What we are going to have to think about is whether we're going to be able to beat a top 6 side over 2 games. Not something we've been able to do on a single day this season most of the time, particularly away from home, as Harper, wide to Ferdinand and Simpson. Lovely football again. Hurst is in. Was he onside? Doesn't matter. It hits the post and it should be job done. Wednesday are going down. Middlesbrough are still losing. And with 20 minutes to go, I think we can make the subs. Just going to see this free kick out first because Leif Davis has got a chance to make it 3. The tricky angle, but, the wall never sets up right here. Oh, good save, Dylan Phillips. Out for a corner kick. Davis will take it. We'll see it out first. Then we can make the changes. Ferdinand can get a rest. Hurst, all those key players. Davis will take the corner. Out swinger towards Wolfenden. Headed away. Adeniran will bring it down. Plenty of time. Takes it down the right wing. Can cross it. There's options in the box. Instead just wins the throw. 2-0, 20 to go. Been a very good display. Now Middlesbrough are level. It might not be over yet. Middlesbrough 1-1. If they win, they are in the playoffs no matter what we do. But let's make our changes. Hurst off for Johnston. He will be a deep line forward on attack. We're also going to take off Harper, who often struggles with fitness. He'll be replaced by Miller. And we're going to take off Ferdinand on the right for Hitchin. We've got 15 minutes to go. I'll think about a few more in a moment. But for now, we're just watching the Borough score. Will they turn it around and shatter our playoff dreams? Can we hold on and get our win? That looks like it's going to happen, but Middlesbrough could yet break our hearts. Let's go and have a look at the final changes. Leif Davis off for Trey Hume. I'm going to also take off Ewan Simpson, Akinola on, and we'll push Dougie Miller forward. That will be our midfield 3 for the last few minutes. 9 to go. Borough are still level at the moment. Forest are 6-0 up. But Norwich are winning, so they're still not going to get in the top 2. The Borough game's 2-2 now. It's all going on. But have we made the playoffs? Think we might have done it, but you never know with those late goals. They were flying in at that ground. Swansea 2, Borough 2. If it stays that way, we are in the playoffs. Yes, we are. Middlesbrough drew 2-2 away at Swansea City. We got the 3 points. Despite their late equaliser, it wasn't enough to stop us getting in. 80 points is enough. And although we're going to be playing an opposition that got 100 and won 6-0 on the final day of the season, we are in the playoff semi-final and this season will be extended. The first leg isn't for 9 days, so there's going to be a bit of a rest for players. That is really crucial, I feel. So well done to the lads. We have got a big game in 9 days' time. We will be back to face Nottingham Forest over 2 legs in a Championship playoff semi-final. I'm not expecting much. They're a far better side. But just to make this is a monumental achievement. What a second half of the year. Yes, on paper we've had a friendlier run-in. Bar the 2 games we've lost in Burnley, that last 2 months was very kind to us. So hopefully we can back it up. We can keep people fit and maybe we can attract some job interest in the summer. Because there are some popping up now. Look at Schalke in the Bundesliga too. That's potentially a big job. Palace in the Premier League, they've stayed up by the looks of it. There are some opportunities for us to go to the next level. Lots of opportunities that may well come up as well. If you're looking forward to seeing how we get on in the playoffs and whether we can make ourselves look even better at this stage of our career, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you thought of the performances. I thought we were excellent in both matches. We looked good at the back. We were dominant throughout and we thoroughly deserved our 2 wins. And I know this season I've shown you a lot of our defeats because I wanted to show the games against the toughest and the best opposition. I didn't want to show you me winning 1 and 2-0 in games like this over and over again. But generally speaking, when we've played those teams in the bottom 14 of the league, we've been really good and fairly consistent. It's only when we play those top sides and at the start when we had Ferdinand injured that we just weren't really able to compete. But now we've got to face the top sides. Nottingham Forest will be a thorn in our side, no doubt. But we have got a playoff semi-final. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in 2 days' time with this one. In the meantime, it's a very big season in our Builder Nation. You can find that playlist up in the eye above with the Twitch channel and our football podcast too. Please do come and follow us on all of those platforms. It does make a massive difference. But I'll see you back here in 2 days' time. A semi-final in the playoffs we didn't expect to have. It's been a wonderful season. We snuck in by the skin of our teeth. Now can we produce a miracle? Sometimes the side from 6th is able to spring a surprise. See you next time. to find out if we can be one of them.